Hey there, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me for your April reading. How are you doing? How are your loved ones doing? Spirit's already talking. So Spirit is asking you in particular. They're saying you carry a lot for a lot of people. Haven't seen your cards yet. We'll get into those in a second. But Spirit's asking you to sit back, to drop your shoulders, just really take a deep breath and think of the next few minutes as a healing period, okay? So, let's get into your channeled message, Scorpio. It was really weird and interesting. So I spend some time before every reading sitting, focusing, shuffling while I meditate on the energy of your sign. And what Spirit showed me was, if any of you are familiar with Watchmen, either the comic or the movie, and they just made a series, I think, of it, the character Rorschach wears a knit mask that changes, like a Rorschach test, like an ink blot test, which is a Rorschach test for those of you who don't know, when they pick up and show you just these really weird amorphous shapes, and it's a personality test. Like, different people, when they look at the same shape, can see very different things and interpret things very different ways. So what I'm getting from that, my understanding is, and we'll see more how this plays with your cards once we get into it, but my understanding is there are going to be a few different perspectives here, and that this is probably a good time, Scorpio, to try to feel like it's not my way or the highway, and that other people's perspectives may actually benefit you and may contribute and complement more than, it just feels like other perspectives might be a good thing to take into account at this point when it comes to interpreting your life, interpreting events. So let's get into it, Rorschach. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. Ha! Oh my gosh, I love it. Wow. Okay, like right off the bat, the card of different perspectives and different talents and different types coming together to create something even better. That just goes exactly with what they were saying and crossed so beautifully by the Ten of Cups. But I'm going to shut up. We're going to get into the rest of your reading, but I really like the way that plays with your channeled message. Damn! Cups, 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 cups. Wow. Oh my goodness. Woo, you are moving onward and upward, Scorpio. Couldn't have come at a better time because you're feeling a little bit over it. Wow. Holy shit. Okay. Woo! Okay. So, Scorpio, pretty good reading. You're surrounded by love. You've got friends, you've got family, you have loved ones, the people that you care about. Family can be chosen family, family can be blood. The people that you really care about and are in accord with. Spirit is just, the center of this reading is so joyful, Scorpio. Some of you might even be celebrating like a birth in April. There could be things that are what I'm hearing is life affirming, which, it's a good time to have some life affirming, joyful, celebratory energy coming in, and it feels like it's here for you. I feel like you're moving. I feel like you're either moving or it's like things are turning. Did you hear a little bell ring in the background as I said that? That was really funny. I feel like you're considering moving. Some of you already have moved. Of course, these are general readings, Scorpio, so it's going to be, there's a few different messages coming in for all Scorpios. Which, speaking of, here you are, King of Cups, right in the foundational position of your reading. Now, you can identify any way on the gender spectrum. The King and Queen cards have nothing to do with gender or sex and everything to do with personality type. King of Cups is the master of the emotional realm. You're like the wounded healer, the natural psychologist. You might be the friend that your other friends and loved ones come to for like compassion and advice, and like just like very level-headed while still very much connected to the heart. So it's like that quality of a really good psychologist that can sit across from someone and hear all of their problems and their traumas and their feelings and can be deeply compassionate and understanding and help that person see and walk through their own stuff without becoming like embroiled and involved. You know what I mean? They're not sitting there weeping and losing it while this person is telling them these terrible things. They're holding it together. They've been there. They've been to the dark and to the bottom, and they've come back to the top with all of that wisdom. And that is what Spirit is saying about you, Scorpio. That Six of Swords sitting in your past says that you've just come through a very trying, difficult situation, and you learned from it and have moved on. And you might feel a little bit sad as you move on, because you can feel that things are changing in a very definitive way. It's like the wheel is turning. You're heading in the direction, past into future, Wheel of Fortune. Things are moving. Momentum, Spirit is saying, is gathering. I feel like some of you might even be pursuing like higher education or a new job, because I feel like you're looking at your resources right now and determining, like, some of you might be coming to the conclusion that you're holding back a little bit. Some of you might have Libra placements, because I'm getting a bit of a similar message where it's like, I'm safe in the status quo, but I'm not exactly happy. Like, I feel maybe like there's more that I could be doing. I'm kind of looking at the idea of, do I stick with what I've been creating and growing and cultivating, or do I want to work on this other thing where I also have a gift, or this other thing also looks really interesting? And what I actually feel like, Scorpio, is that April is kind of giving you the chance to play with your time, your energy, your commitment, what it is that you want to do. Both of these figures are kind of, it's interesting, the imagery that they have in common is they are creating something infinite. Hello, lemniscate, formed by the green cord. They are creating an infinite flow, an infinite back and forth by keeping things in motion. You know, Temperance is pouring those cups one after the other, so that the cups, even with their limited amount of liquid, it will never become stagnant, because it's always in flow. It's always going back and forth, right? It's always finding balance gently. And the same is true of the Two of Pentacles. That is a card of gently moving around your resources. Again, there can be a shift in job associated with that, and that card is sitting in the potential situation. Now, let me remind you, Scorpio, I think you probably know this just based on the type of person that you are. Your free will is everything. You have more power than any divination, than any outside circumstance to do what you want and work this energy the way that you want to. But I am feeling some of you are pondering a different, maybe even a whole new like career path. Like, oh, I think I want to do this whole new thing. And some of you may be feeling slightly held back by a little bit of fear. The Devil is crowning your reading, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. And then we also have the Four of Cups sitting in the position of kind of what is around you, what's available or what's in the external. And it's kind of like you're seeing everything that's not working for you. And Spirit doesn't want you to overlook something that might not look like, well, this, you're not handing me, you know, we're going to publish your book, or, oh, we want to hire you as the editor for, you know, this amazing magazine or whatever. It's like, yeah, I might have to start smaller or start on my own, or like establish myself is what I'm hearing. That's more like it. How can I establish myself? Gently. Like, you don't have to, like, there are cards for like put your nose to the grindstone and don't stop working. This is more like, be gentle. Think about how you're spending your time and your resources and be like, could I take an hour or two that I'm spending on XYZ and move it over to, I've really wanted to get this project done for a long time, and if I apply even whatever makes sense for you, Scorpio, 30 minutes a day, 2 hours a week, 1 hour a week, whatever, to crafting this freelance career, writing this book, whatever. Because I do feel that it is connected to your finances. Like, it's connected, or if not your finances, your body, your resources. Like maybe some of you are like, I want to start planting and growing my own food based on the way that shit has been crazy. Like I want to get together with some friends. 3 of Cups, we're talking about, hey, do we want to buy a big piece of property and get some tiny houses and put it on there? Like, don't be afraid to make some changes to the way that you handle your money and your resources. And I do feel that there is somebody, this Queen of Pentacles, who can help you, like an advisor or like a coach. Like this is somebody who, if you're a King of Cups, right? Like I said, nothing to do with sex or gender. And this Queen of Pentacles, what's the difference between a queen and a king? Kings to me are conquerors and masters. Queens are nurturers and cultivators. So a queen is like, I like to make the money, whereas maybe the King of Pentacles would be like, now that you've created all this abundance, let me help you manage it. Let me help you keep it all, you know, in the right, put it the right rules to it and everything to make sure it stays safe and etc. So this Queen of Pentacles loves to look and see what other people have. Like, oh, well, what are you working with here? What is it that you want? What's your goal? What resources do you have to work toward this goal? What do you see as your gift? This is somebody very like solid, head on their shoulders, and somebody who knows how to make money, frankly. Somebody who knows how, someone that when you look at them, it's like their business or their brand or their name or their career is like thriving and solid. Like, damn, like you're amazing. This person can help you sort out some of your fears, because the Devil crowning your reading is talking about attachment. And maybe you are attached to, maybe the reason you're feeling a little bit of 4 of Cups is, I thought I wanted this, whatever this is. I thought this was going to make me feel successful or like on top of it or whatever, and really like, this ain't it, chief. Kind of that feeling of like, yeah, I got the title or I got the money or I got the whatever, but I still feel like there's something else that's more my mission or whatever. And I feel like give yourself the room to play with that idea and to play with your time and your energy and your resources. Maybe you could just try for 1 week, setting that schedule for yourself where it's like, let me just see if I make a lot of progress, or if I feel really good when I say that I'm gonna, right after work, you know, I get home and then I spend half an hour on my project or on this skill that I want to develop. And just see what happens after a week. Because Temperance is saying moderation. Do it gently. Do it in a way that's like sustainable. Because if you tell yourself, for example, if this was about your health and you were like, I know I need to work out, and my Queen of Pentacles is actually the person who's good with nutrition or whatever, the Queen of Pentacles would not tell you, well, you're starting with 2 days, you're gonna wake up at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow, you're gonna run and weightlift for an hour, and then 5 p.m. you're gonna hit it again, and like, this is your schedule from now on, and this is just your life. Like, you're gonna burn out, right? But if somebody tells you, okay, so week 1, what we're going to do is have you get into the habit of taking a half-hour walk before or after work, whichever one works better with your schedule, and that you are going to carry around a half-gallon container full of water, and you're going to drain that by 2 p.m., okay? And then you're going to refill it, and you're going to drink the other half by 10 p.m., and that's your goal. These are the 2 things that you have to do this week: a gallon of water every day, a half-hour walk every day. That is something that would create quite a substantial change, but also isn't asking like you to lift the world upon your shoulders and take on a whole new lifestyle, right? Maybe this is even your Queen of Pentacles moment, okay? Maybe some of you are going to walk away and literally just take that advice and be like, that sounds pretty good. That sounds like that could make me a little bit healthier, a lot a bit healthier in like 3 to 4 weeks if I really just did those 2 things differently. And I'm hearing, for some of you that are feeling that and it's resonating with you, I'm hearing like, yeah. Like, and here's what Spirit is also saying is the better you start feeling in your body and in your skill set, like working on your skills and kind of resigning yourself to the fact that it's like, I don't have to be perfect, and part of getting better at something is seeing the ways in which you're not there yet. Facing that fear or that limit, devil, and being like, I'm not going to stay in the status quo just because I feel challenged right now. I'm going to accept that on my way to getting better or making more money or changing careers or whatever it is for you, Scorpio, I'm going to accept that I'm going to have to sweat and grunt a little bit, because that's how uphill works. Uphill makes me sweat more and grunt more and be a little bit like, oh, when is this going to be over? But when I get to the top of the hill, I get this fucking fantastic view, and I can see how far I've come and how much further I can even go. And I stop feeling like this because my perspective is not so limited, you know? Gentle, sustainable changes. I see you, again, it's like surrounded by love. There's huge chances for assistance and epiphany and breakthroughs that come simply from observing things for the way they are and looking at it from like a different perspective. We're back to what Spirit was saying with the Rorschach mask. So it's like, yes, you were seeing it as a King of Cups, but if you can bring in the Queen of Pentacles in your life, if you can bring in a Page of Wands or whoever else in your life to look at things and help you out. Whoa. Okay then. Just backing up a literal cat fight. Scorpio vibes. Okay. If you can bring them in to give you a different perspective, I feel like that will be helpful. I feel like they will help you see things a little bit differently and maybe give you some tips and tricks that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. It's like, I'm a King of Cups. I'm not a Queen of Pentacles. 3 heads are better than 1. Don't be afraid to surpass yourself. It's yet another transformation, Scorpio. It's par for the course for you. You're the sign of transformation. Scorpio, I really hope this helps. I hope that the time that you spent here is really helpful and helps you have like not just a better month, but a more fun month and a more profitable month. It looks like all of these things are possible, as well as a healthier month, truly. A lot of Pentacles, earthly focus for you, okay? Things are moving, things are getting better, and it's as a result of the work that you've done and the learning and the leaving of the comfort zone that you've been willing to do. So a little bit more of that push and things are only going to get better and better and better. Love you, Scorpio. Thank you for being here. If you've got questions, stories, comments, please leave them below. And I just want to say thank you to those of you who like or share or comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Really helps show YouTube that like, hey, you might want to show this to more people. So helps me get the message across and do what feels like my purpose. So I appreciate those of you very much that take the time to do that. Wishing you much luck and love this month, Scorpio. And if I don't see you in a video before then I will see you in your May reading. Bye, Scorpio.